Oh, namaste.
Namaste, namaste.
Namaste. Oh, I listen you good. Welcome.
Thank you.
So pleased to meet you in person, even by internet. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, yes.
I heard a lot about you. Thank you so much for coming today
Um,
for this online meeting. For this online.
yeah, it is my pleasure.
Thank you. Saji, I read your biography and your website extensively, so I know something about you, and I will explain to my readers about you in generally. But
Yeah,
I have some more questions to expand
please.
knowledge about you. Okay, so my first
Yes,
question
please.
is: I saw on your website you do some programs for yoga
Yeah,
therapy and for good health. You teach
yeah,
people how to improve their health, and if I understood correctly, you also train yoga teachers for yoga therapy courses, right? Is that
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yoga therapist.
Yes. So my question is now many people understand yoga as mostly yoga therapy, and this is okay. If
Yeah,
I understand correctly, this is the need of people today, and this is good. Yeah.
right.
So
Yeah,
what are the general opportunities of yoga therapy? Because from the ancient scriptures there are only promises of some very good health, and you can eat poison and stuff like that, but nothing in particular, right? And now
yeah,
yoga therapy seems to be very particular and very definite, very serious, right? Like a medicine. So
yeah,
mhm. Please tell us something more about this. This is very interesting, I think, for our readers.
yeah,
How exactly
right.
yoga can help us, right? This is the
Yeah.
question.
I used to say that yoga is a science of life and art of living. Then when you come into the yoga therapy, I think since now it become more popular, getting more popular. When you look into the yoga therapy, I'm just telling about the global vision of yoga therapy. There are two approaches when I'm seeing this therapy in the world. One is the Eastern approach, and another is the Western approach. So I'm mostly working with the Eastern approach. So what is this Eastern approach of yoga therapy? It is the holistic therapy, I can say that. So when you come into the holistic vision of yoga therapy, we are treating not the disease of the person. People come for definitely any physical disorder or disease. We are not just treating a particular disease. So we are treating or giving a therapy healing to the entire person by mantras, by selected special asanas, special pranayamas, then different special healing systems also developed in this part, diet, yogic diet. So it is an integrated approach of the whole holistic way, how we are treating in the Eastern part. So at the same time, when I'm seeing the yoga therapy in the Western part, I'm not criticizing, but it is a way they do is mostly the physical approach. So we believing that one have to go to the root of the problem, not just the surface level by asana pranayama. We have to go for the root of the problem to give a therapy for 5 personality level, what we call mind body, energy body, you know, bliss body, all 5 bodies, panchakoshas. So you're working with these panchakoshas. So the treatment is, or the healing is for the 5 koshas through different techniques.
Okay, and does this approach incorporate also meditation and extensive pranayama like the whole yoga, or it's just more like a pointed and it depends on the illness, or you teach? Do you teach the same program? Do you give the same program for like meditation, how to touch your inner body or something like this to all people, or it must depend on the illness itself? For example, I have a bad sleep or I have knee problem. It's different, right? Or it's the same really?
I can say that the therapy is mostly the right way. When we approach the therapy, it is a very individual healing, because a person come, for example, take a knee pain. 2 persons come for the same disorder, but there are some common practices we give to the person, but at the same time, it depends upon the psychological level. We give different practices too. That practice might be different from person to person. Example, as you ask about the meditation for this, a person come for the knee pain, some of them cannot sit and meditate. Very hard for them. So we do the same practice of meditation in a different ways. Like we have a technique called mind sound resonance technique in the lying position. Maybe other person can sit better, or problem have a knee pain. So the most important is we see the person according to that person's physical, mental level. We had to decide what exactly the therapy was.
Okay, I see. Yes, and I think many people would like to be yoga therapists, yoga teachers now. Also, many people already trained. Please tell us something about how is in your center, how you train yoga therapists, how you train certified yoga therapists. What are their requisites for their training? Because now every year in Russia there are like 1,000 new yoga therapists, and people start to ask questions. Maybe some of them are not so high experience, So I think you have a very high standards for the teaching, and we would like to know something about this. What is the exactly training, and how you become ready to join your yoga therapist training?
Yeah. Yoga therapy course, we mostly encourage the yoga teachers. And this course is only for the yoga teachers. At least they must know the foundation of yoga. And also I ask them, at least they have to be practice 1 or 2 years as a yoga teacher. Then they will come to get some experience in the practice. That could be very good for the preparation of yoga therapy course. So that is the criteria we recommended for the person who want to come to the course. Then in this training, we have nearly 300 hours training course. And the training we start early morning, 5 o'clock, and we finished late evening around 7:30. The whole day we have very tight schedule on that. In the training, we will teach a different holistic approach of yoga. The doctors come and teach the physiology and anatomy part. And mostly what I'm taking is the healing part through the asanas, pranayama, a lot of modified asanas, modified pranayamas, because you never know what kind of patients are coming. Some of them come for arthritis, some of them come for heart diseases. So a lot of modified practices we have to give for the persons. So these all we will introduce in the course, and different types of healings, which especially this kind of a healing developed from the ancient texts called Vedas, and they developed in a very scientific approach way, like pranic healing technique. Then we call cyclic meditation. These all are the very relaxed healing techniques. Anyone can do. That is the beauty. Any person can do. Even the person in the bed rest can do that. So these all are the program for the yoga teachers. So the thing is, we're giving a lot of inspiration and good foundation for them to prepare the yoga therapies. So once they complete their course, they have to learn something from, you cannot go directly and treat the people. It's a very short-term course. But when the students come in the class, when you meet simple back problems, neck problems, and you can give the techniques. Then after the course, maybe we will plan. Last year we planned that we planned every second year or third year, we gathering all the yoga therapies to giving a little more inspiration class, they can, what is the new development in the yoga therapy, this all we will introduce for them. So it is a very good meeting for them, because every year so many changes, new views, new observation coming there. So we will giving an opportunity for the yoga therapists to gather every once or twice in a year and share this knowledge. What are the new development in the yoga? Update, lot of updation. Because in 10 years or 15 years what I'm teaching, 2019, it is so different, many things. The basic things are things, but lot of development comes in lot of scientific study comes in the practice of yoga therapy. So it is still growing, yoga therapy. Yeah,
it's good. In my experience, I'm a yoga teacher, maybe 10 years I'm practicing. I felt the lack of knowledge you are talking about now, the lack of knowledge about how to help people with the serious problems, because I was taught in India mostly how to do yoga with the healthy people, with the strong people, especially.
Okay.
If we do like half an hour pranayama, maybe, some elderly people, they don't feel comfortable, so I have to adjust. But actually, the funny thing is, I don't know if it's really funny, but it's special for me. I feel that many people have mostly two kind of problem. The first problem, I mean the Western people, the Western students. Mostly, many of my students, like maybe 70% of my students, had excess weight. Fat, And the second problem was disability to concentrate. Even very healthy outside people, they do fitness, they do running or cycle, but they can do concentrate like for 5 minutes. They start to scratching and moving, and they say, "Oh, my knee painful, Alex. Maybe we do something different because I feel bored." I feel bored, and I said, "This is not about feeling very excited. This is you just have to do." So maybe please give us some tips how to without compromising the need to do extensive training. Like 300 hours or more training, but maybe you can share some tips with us. Maybe there are some yoga friendly ways to lose weight. And also second question is how to learn how to concentrate, like for a minimum of 10 minutes, maybe with one pointed concentration, because in the yoga sutras they say you have to concentrate like 3 hours. But this is impossible for any people, I think, now, today. Mostly the West.
The thing is, one of the things I strictly tell to the yoga teachers, referring the books or the lot of medias, now you can see that a lot of information comes about the healing part of yoga therapy. All the knowledge is excellent. As much as knowledge, when we gather, that is excellent. But whatever the knowledge, whatever we receive, so when you apply the knowledge, I mean from the book or from the media, things like that, the first and the most important is the basic. There are certain basic things yet we understand that. That is most important. Example, in the book, sometimes when you refer, say that Sarvangasana, shoulder stand pose is a pose which is good for the heart. It improves the heart capacity, and it also helping so many other things like improve the circulation. But it is not good for the heart patients. Heart patients cannot do that. So teachers go and look the books, and they started to give the practices more dangerous things. So this is a very important thing. Then second, what I want to tell you here is the basic things the teachers must know that. So such a knowledge comes by whenever you started to teach. When you started to teach, not a fresh yoga teacher, when you started to teach, as you say that you are almost 10 years now teaching. So the whole 10 years of your knowledge, there are certain knowledge which you may not find in the book. That is your own experience. That is another thing. So this is the second knowledge. And the third way is whatever you go for the training course and getting more foundation of the knowledge. So I recommended the yoga teacher is whenever the patients or the people who want to getting the healing process come to you, you should be honestly to your teaching. So whatever you know from your experience can only to share or to teach this. Until and unless don't go for any kind of problems or injuries. This is my masters always reminding us whenever we come. One is your experience, that is fantastic. Whatever you don't know, you don't go for that so much of it. Give the very basic practices. That is enough. And give a lot of yoga nidra, lot of relaxing pose. So that help the person to get the psychological relief. It can really heal at least 30 to 40% of lot of disease. So the basic thing is very simple practice, simple pranayama, very simple asanas, very, very simple, and relaxation. This is the basic things I want to tell to the yoga teacher, because then at least 30 to 40% of recover comes, because most of the disorders are psychological disorders, psychosomatic disorders, like diabetes, arthritis, whatever we see there. And that is one thing. And as you said, that a lot of people come for treatment of obesity to reduce the weight. A lot of people want to come because these cases, what I want to tell to this is nowadays our food system is changed, because everyone eating the junk food, going to the restaurant, not healthy food. So they are supposed to be very conscious about the food, what we had to eat. So the teachers also sometimes give a little awareness seminar or classes to the students who come to the class, because that only they're supposed to be there. So they had to combine the yoga practice with their lifestyle. So then only such a kind of a problems will be, we can resolve it. So there to be better lifestyle. We had to be improve the quality of the life. This is most important.
And the ability to concentrate, how to help people, how to concentrate, because now many people even doing very difficult asanas, very difficult or very strong postures, but I see they are not concentrated. They are doing, but they are thinking many things. Oh, this guy doing better, this guy doing worse. Then, the mind is
Yeah.
very in the disarray, right? It's not
Yeah.
safe also, right? So how to concentrate, how to learn how to concentrate.
You see that the most easiest way what I used to do is in the class, when the students comes to the class, I first put them 15 minutes lying position, simple yoga nidra, very simple, 15 minutes. After that, I will ask them to come and sit. So by the time the mind is completely relaxed, then I ask them to observe the breath 5 or 6 minutes maximum, not more than that. So they can easy to concentrate 6 minutes or 5 or 6 minutes. If I put them into 15 minutes, again they are started to get distraction. So 10 minutes or 15 minutes, simple relaxation, coming back, sit, observe, 5 minutes breathe. Then when they go back, they had to practice this week. The next week, the sitting position should be 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, followed by the relaxation pose. So when I given this, it is, I think people getting a feedback, very good improvement for the meditation. Simple observing the breath. That is what I recommended for the beginners as well as.
G, I have a last question. It very connected to what you just said about meditation. I'd like to ask you about meditation. Like now you explain how to start, right? And for me, when I started to do yoga, it was just meditation. I tried as much as I could to do like 2-3 hours. I tried in very stupid way, but I tried to do meditation. And for suddenly, after a few months, I started to have some experiences, and it was like very special experiences for me. And for me, yoga was started like meditation only. Still, it's very much so, because when people do strong pranayama, strong long meditation, they tend to have some very special experiences, right? Like what is explained in the Bihar School of Yoga books and stuff like that. Like you can do Tratak meditation and you start to see some very different things, right? Like not only for the health, but also to look something new, right? So my question is how to learn, and also how to teach like a serious meditation, not just 5 minutes, but the full capacity of the yoga meditation. What is the best way? We know yoga nidra is one way, and it also helps to relax, but there are also, of course, different ways, right? So in your experience, you teach already many yoga teachers, also many thousands of yoga students. So what is the easiest way for the Western people, for the Russian people especially, how to learn meditation, right? Because in the yoga books, they explain how Indian people or very ancient rishis and yogis, they stood on one leg for like two days or maybe two weeks, I don't know, and they had some very special experiences. But nowadays people cannot do, I think, like this. They will be crazy, I think, more crazy than normal. So what is the best way to do meditation nowadays?
I what I recommended those who want to come for the meditation is, first we had to be to get control over our physical body and the breath. So one part I will recommend them to go to some practice of yoga that help them to make more firm and concentrate in the practice of meditation. That is what Svatmarama in the Hatha-yoga Pratipika, Swami Svatmarama said that asanas and pranayamas, such as kriyas, they are the preparation practice for Raja Yoga. Raja Yoga is a meditation, what Patanjali talking in the Yoga Sutra. So we need a preparation for that. Very simple practice, like even the joint movements, even the shoulder movements, some practice we have to do to bring the energy in the joints to release some kind of a to stack energy or block obstacles in the body. So this is one way. Then when we are talking about the meditation, there are two types of a meditation or two ways of practice of meditation. One is called Bahiranga meditation, one is called Antaranga meditation. So Bahiranga means one can practice the meditation to see the object outside. So Antaranga meditation is to practice inside, that we have to be close the eyes, you know. So this is the practice. So suppose a person is difficult to do practice of meditation. For them, it is a good preparation. Also started with the Antaranga meditation. That meditation includes Tradaka with the with the candlelight, Tradaka, and simple gazing of any object, stable object. Then you have to be closed eyes, or Om can put it somewhere on the wall and gaze that and come back and internally chant Om with the mantras. So Bahiranga meditation means the meditation with the object, concentrate on the object, and that is one of the good way to do that. Then another is the breathing, like a japa meditation practice. That also very useful for the person. So what is the main difficulty is, what I notice is, when they started to close the eyes, there are thousands of thoughts comes in the mind. It's very difficult, and they ask, oh, what I have to do, what I have to be controlled, how can I control this breath? I told them it is impossible to be, you're trying to control it. So when you started to observe that breath as a witness, you're the witness of your thoughts, like how you see the things in the screen, and you are the observer. You are not touched that. You are completely free from that. When you started to observe with a conscious awareness, naturally the thoughts will be disappear. Naturally it will be disappear. But you have to be practice as a witness of this practice. So first you have to be practice with your own breath. Then in the silent part, whatever comes out, you still be a witness. So this is the another way we have to practice the meditation. But always started with 5 to 10 minutes, like 3 or 4 times a day. Gradually, I think a better way to improve, because most of the people started to do 20-30 minutes in a one stretch. And but how is your meditation? Oh, they say fantastic, because most of the time they are dreaming.
Oh, yeah.
They are dreaming, they are in the meditation. So we bring the mind into one point. I always say that one story. If there is a tree, and there are many branches in the tree, and there is a monkey on the tree. And what is the nature of monkey? It always moving. It never sit in one place. They always trying to find some fruits in the tree. Even there is no fruits, they're jumping and keep on jumping. Then how to stop the jumping? So you give one banana to the monkey. So once the monkey get the banana, he slowly started to feel, eat, not moving, and sleep. In the same way, the mind is like as a monkey. So we had to concentrate one point with the mantras or anything or breath to control the mind in a simple way. And I'm the witness of all my feelings. So this is the one way I used to recommend the people. But the basic thing is simple practice followed by relaxation. Yeah.
Right. So no need to be so crazy about all these hinges and all the details, tiny details about the banana, right? This is just the banana, the practice. Yeah, it's just the banana you give to the monkey, and monkey more calm, right?
Yeah.
Mind.
Stop. He not,
Yeah.
the monkey won't jump. Once you get the banana, so to bring the mind in the same way to concentrate that. Mind is like as a monkey. It never satisfies, running behind all the attachments and always trying to find the materialistic happiness, but still they are not satisfied. So we had to be learn how to divert the mind from the external world to the internal world, where your real energy within you, you find that to center that energy that is only inside. You cannot find it in the outside. So that is what we say, that yoga is the practice for internal body. And external body, whatever we are doing, just a tool to enter into the internal body. Asanas, pranayama are just a tool to come to realize our internal body, where you find the real happiness. So that is the entire teaching of yoga. But unfortunately, people are just only seeing the outer part of yoga. So it is some sad, they are missing something. A person like you practicing several years, you have some wonderful experience. You see that. So you had to be practice. So how long you started to practice, how long you teach the yoga, you become more purified. I am teaching, I want to go to know myself more, not just only for the students. When I'm sharing, teaching, I am improving, I am cleaning myself. So this is supposed to be, every yoga teacher had to be remember when they come into the teaching.
Yeah. One last thing, G, some part of my readers, my blog readers and website readers, beginners. They are just making their first steps in the yoga. Or maybe they are just thinking about, maybe I will start yoga next month. And the second part is yoga teachers, aspiring, starting yoga teacher. Some people with experience who want to start to teach yoga, somehow basics of yoga. So my question is maybe in short words, please give some word of simple advice for the beginners, and different advice for the for the fresh trained yoga teachers. Maybe you, I understand you are little bit, you already gave too much advice today, but maybe in some short words, or maybe some joke, I don't know, one simple advice which I can transfer to the complete beginners and to the new yoga teachers.
Yeah. So what I want to tell to the beginners is, when you are coming to this yoga, it is a part of your spiritual life, and this is the second opportunity the Lord or the higher consciousness given to you. So don't miss this opportunity. It never come back tomorrow. You decide now, do it, improve your health, improve the quality of mind, and live in a healthy way, positive thoughts, love in the family, love in your work, love in your business. So this is what I want to tell to the beginners. And for the yoga teachers, for you, this is a wonderful time for you to share your spiritual knowledge. It is not, yoga is not another kind of it is a spiritual part. And when you're giving this opportunity, as much as you serve your students and keep your daily practice as a spiritual sadhana. I call sadhana means spiritual practice. And whatever you practice personally inside you, that's supposed to be come in your teaching. If I'm practicing everyday meditation, pranayama, or whatever it is, that is my energy. That is my recharge. So don't miss your personal practice. Don't even you miss it, it will reflect in your class. So keep your practice. Go and search the knowledge and share with your students. You will grow than what you expect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much,
Thank you.
Ji, for talking for us today.
Yeah. Where you are living?
Now I'm based in Nepal.
You are living in Nepal now.
Yeah, Nepal. Very close to,
Okay. Yeah,
to
it
Varanasi.
is.
It's very close. I can go by bus to India.
Yeah, it is very close. So welcoming you sometimes whenever you are free. You're most welcome to India if I'm around there.
Thank you. Looking forward for it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Hari Om.
Thank you. Ji.